he was pronounced dead at 8:55. You know, that's a few hours later. But during that time, nobody never came to our house. Not the Boston police, not the FBI, not the Stadies. Nobody. My mother seen the hit on the TV. Back in the days, everybody had those moody TVs in the kitchens. All the mothers did. So while they were cooking, they could watch TV. And my mother seen my grandfather's car on the breaking news, like a gangland slaying. And obviously, it was my grandfather's car was a Datsun. It was very, very noticeable at the time, in the year and the era. So obviously, right away, my poor mother started panicking. You know, she had no idea what was going on. You know, she couldn't get any answers. She went to my grandfather. My grandfather was a Boston cop. He got dressed and screwed out the door, obviously, to find out what was going on. Even he couldn't get any answers. He couldn't get any answers of what hospital it was. Meanwhile, people are rolling into the house, as a lot of you people know who went through the emotions. People come over, you know, we have people running in the house. My mom has my brothers and I go upstairs, while our house is pretty much in chaos. 4.5 hours later, after my father was shot, finally the Boston police came to our home. They took my mother away. My mother went, obviously, to go identify my father. By then, it was too late. The thing that rips our family apart, and my mother more than anything, is that when my dad was dying, my mom did not want my dad to be alone. If he was sitting there hurting and sick, she wanted to be by his side like any wife would be. Who wouldn't want him? You know what I mean? Who wouldn't want your loved one there? And obviously, it was way too late. During this whole entire time, obviously, the FBI and a lot of people knew exactly what was going on, but we didn't. Nobody did. Nobody at the time. So my mom's going through the emotions, and you know, she goes to the morgue, obviously, and she finds out exactly what's going on. And she comes home, obviously, you know, it's a little bit late, we go to bed, and the next day my mother sat us down, and my mother told us that how my father passed away. I'm not going to get into details because I'll end up being a mess up here at the podium. So she told us that our dad has passed away. And so for a long time, my mother was looking for answers. There was no investigation. You know, you would think there would be police, you'd think there would be people coming by the house all the time. It wasn't that. Once in a while, the FBI would be hanging out in front of my mother's hair salon, hanging out watching my mother, you know. What are you hanging out watching my mother for? You know, so my mother would go out and ask them questions, you know, did you find any information on my husband? They would, no, nothing new. But knowing at the time, they're looking to see if my mother knew any information. What we know now, you know, it's kind of horrible jumping back and forth, but the FBI is questioning my mom, looking for information, not finding out information, who killed my father, who was involved in it. So as many years, as a few years go by, you know what I mean, we're thinking we have no answers. Finally, 4 years later, in 1986, the FBI comes up with Jimmy Flynn. When Howard got caught, when Howard got shot,